Is Dmitry Bivol ducking David Benavidez?
Just wanted you to clarify the whole Bivol Beterbiev situation. Obviously, you know, Benavidez was crowned champion by the WBC. They vacated Bivol's title. What are your thoughts around that whole situation?
Very straightforward. We have a contract, and more importantly, we gave our word that we will fight Beterbiev again. You know, His Excellency has done a tremendous job for Dmitry Bivol. We've had 4 fights in the kingdom. When we lost a very close fight against Artur Beterbiev, His Excellency went out and made the rematch when he didn't have to. And part of that deal was, if we win, there'll be a 3rd fight for Artur Beterbiev. So I was very surprised at the speed of the order. Don't forget, Dmitry Bivol had only just won the WBC title. You always get grace as a champion. It wasn't like this was ordered way back and, you know, Benavidez has been waiting. He only just beat Morel. And it's like, it's very important that the greatest fights in the sport are allowed, and they supersede sometimes a mandatory obligation. For me, Bivol Beterbiev is the greatest fight in the division. We've seen 2 of the best fights I've ever seen. Why wouldn't you allow the 3rd for undisputed?
Dmitry Bivol has vacated the WBC belt in order to face Artur Beterbiev in a trilogy fight. And now David Benavidez is the WBC champion. And once again, it looks like he's getting ducked by another fighter, right?
If he decides to go the route and do a 3rd fight with Beterbiev, what's the plan for you? What do you see in your future?
So that's what me and my team went out there to, they had talked to Turki Sheikh. But I don't know, man, you know what I mean? We're still, they want to do the 3rd fight, but then we also have the #1 spot. So, you know, there's a lot of,
no more dunking.
We could get a lot, there's a lot of, we're able to, you know, control a lot of stuff. We're able to negotiate right now, so we're gonna see what happens.
No. Dmitry Bivol is absolutely not ducking David Benavidez. And I don't even know how this became Dmitry Bivol is ducking David Benavidez. All right, there's this whole like notion that Dmitry Bivol vacating the WBC belt because he would have to fight David Benavidez next in order to keep that belt means he's ducking David Benavidez. No, unless you've been under a rock. All right. Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev have faced off in a razor thin 2 fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, there can only be one king. In boxing, you'll almost never see 2 elite level fighters as evenly matched as this. From the heart of Dagestan, a champion emerged, striking fear into all of his opponents. With every punch, Beterbiev brings devastation. Whilst holding a perfect record, 20 fights, 20 knockouts. One challenge remains. One man in the way of undisputable greatness. Another undefeated warrior, Dmitry Bivol. A man that dazzles in every ring that he steps into. Every fight, every victory, every sacrifice has led to this moment.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you keep procrastinating over and over. No, do it right now. Been all day on the phone anyhow. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.
Artur Beterbiev getting the better of him in the first fight, and Dmitry Bivol coming back strong in the second fight. That would make this 1-1, right? And you need a trilogy fight in 2 razor-thin, super close fights that were very technical. Some of the best fights we've seen in boxing in some years. You need a trilogy fight. So you weren't going to have Dmitry Bivol after Artur Beterbiev gave him the rematch And now he got the better of Artur Beterbiev, say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and go face David Benavidez and to keep this WBC belt and tell Artur Beterbiev, hey, thanks for the rematch, but I'm going to go ahead and do this now and avoid the trilogy. That would have been ducking. That would be considered ducking because you ducked an opponent that gave you the rematch and you beat him. And now instead of returning the favor, you duck him and go fight David Benavidez. That's the real duck.
I don't have any explanation because it could look like excuses. I just congratulations to Artur and his team. He deserved it. No problem.
Do you feel like how you performed deserves a rematch? Would you like to do it again with Artur?
Why not? Of course, if I had this chance. Yes. This is my dream. To be undisputed.
Appreciate the effort, Dmitry.
Thank you.
Now, let me tell you guys something. David Benavidez has been one of the most avoided fighters. It's true. But Dmitry Bivol does not avoid fighters. All right. Dmitry Bivol is one of the best fighters on the planet today. And he proved it against Artur Beterbiev, who is world class. Artur Beterbiev is one of the best boxers on the planet. And for Dmitry Bivol to hand him his first loss, all right, means a lot. These two guys are at the top of the food chain and the only two guys that could beat each other. All right. They both came into the first fight undefeated. Artur Beterbiev handed Dmitry Bivol his first loss of his career. Dmitry Bivol returns the favor and hands Artur Beterbiev his first loss of his career. And fans expect Dmitry Bivol to just say, oh, no, I'm not going to do a trilogy fight. I'm going to go ahead and fight David Benavidez. It's just bonkers, man. Just stop it. This is not a duck. In my opinion, this is honorable in the game of boxing. He is telling Artur Beterbiev, you gave me the rematch when you beat me, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the trilogy fight after beating you.
Do you feel like how you performed deserves a rematch? Would you like to do it again with Artur?
Why not? Of course, if I had this chance. Yes. This is my dream. To be undisputed.
Appreciate the effort, Dmitry.
Thank you.
All right. Fans got to relax sometimes, man. This is the furthest thing from a duck. He's fighting one of the best fighters on the planet in Artur Beterbiev. All right. They're acting like he's over here fighting some, B-level fighter or something to duck David Benavidez. No, he's fighting world-class Artur Beterbiev in a trilogy fight that needs to happen. Right. Now, I'm pretty sure if Dmitry Bivol is to get by Artur Beterbiev in a trilogy fight, he will fight David Benavidez, and vice versa. If Artur Beterbiev gets by Dmitry Bivol, he will fight David Benavidez. All right. And I'm sure David Benavidez knows both of these guys are not ducking him. He knows they need to handle this trilogy fight, and both guys are honorable and will fight him after this third fight. So everyone pump the brakes. All right. The David Benavidez versus Artur Beterbiev or Dmitry Bivol fight will happen. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate it.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you keep procrastinating over and over. No, do it right now. Been all day on the phone anyhow. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.